So I had a bit of a reflective day the other day. It was mostly on the fact that it's now been just about a year since I moved to London, which is crazy. I think in my time living here, there's so many things that I've done and there's so much that I've learned about myself and about this city. So here are just a couple standouts as to, what I've noticed and little takeaways that I've had from my year living in London. I would say firstly, point number one, there is so much going on all of the time, which is so much fun. Whether it's like gigs, shows, exhibits, markets, there's always something to do here. I'm such a city girl, so I love this aspect of London. Me specifically, I love to go out, see new places, do new things, try new food. So being given the opportunity by the city to open myself up to new and fun experiences, I'm trying to take in as many of them as I can. On a side note, most all museums, like bar a couple exhibitions or a couple spots like St. Paul's, they're all free, which is really amazing. I love the fact that since they're free, it does open up the opportunity for a lot of people to experience and to see like really amazing art and see so much culture on a regular basis. It just allows for really amazing art to be a part of people's lives. It really has been a huge part of mine since moving here. 2. The music scene is super vibrant and super inclusive. As a musician, this is high on my list of one of my favorite things about London. So I'm pretty biased here. There's a really huge R&B, neo-soul, jazz, like eclectic mix of like music genres that are really thriving here right now. And luckily for me, as a person who plays a lot of these genres, it's a scene that has really greeted me with open arms. There are so many jam sessions and open mics on all nights of the week. So the opportunity is there if you're looking for it. One of my favorite parts of the week is Monday because of the jam sessions that I go to. I think having gone to these jams for about a year now, it's been a really important space and a place that has really made London feel like home for me. Outside of being part of the music scene yourself, there are so many gigs on like all the time. In my time living here, I've seen so many concerts. I've seen some of my favorite artists live. A couple notable ones being like Remy Wolf, seeing The National, like I'm gonna see Last Dinner Party next week. So there's so much on all of the time. And yeah, if you're into the music scene, whether you like actively participate in it or not, it is a scene that is really thriving here and you have so many opportunities to go see some really great live music. We're in a different place, but we're still going. Number 2, putting yourself out there. I just want to say putting yourself out there is so important and you got to do it so quick. Getting yourself involved in community activities and things that you really enjoy doing, like will get you closer to people that will make your time in this city so much more sweet. For me, it was like the jam sessions that I go to that I mentioned earlier. I went to some salsa classes and met people through that. Even just chit-chatting to people. I've cold called people. Cold called as in like DM'd people that I knew were in town and like wanted to meet up with. So yeah, I think that you really do have to put yourself out there and like be so ready for you not clicking with certain people and feeling like, oh, maybe like that didn't work out, but there will be people that it will work out and there will be people that you're gonna be so stoked that you've met and you put yourself out there for. Specifically speaking to my Americans at the moment, this fits for you. Your American optimism will go a really long way. I think that I had been told for a really long time by like English people that London's a really lonely city and that it's really cold here, as in like the people are really cold here. And I will say I haven't found that to be the case, luckily. I think there's still like some culture shock things, as in like the speaking to strangers bit is a bit different in the sense that I know I'm from California and I found that a lot of my Midwestern friends said the same thing, that like you do just kind of speak to strangers on a regular basis. Like you have a chit chat with your barista, you ask them how their day is and what they've been up to, and if you see somebody on the street and you think their hair looks good or you think their outfit looks sweet, then you would tell them. You would have a little conversation with them and then go past and go your own way. But here that's very much less of the case. But even still, I've spoken to quite a few people on the tube just saying that I like their coat or saying that like they look really nice today, and it's always gone over really well. So there are circumstances that it will be like a-okay and like it'll be really nice. I will say our excitability is a lot for some people, but like, they will get used to it. I have so many European or English friends of mine that when they first met me, they were like, wow, you seem like really excited to like hear what I've got to say. And I'm like, I am! But I think that that's just like the case, is that we are just quite excitable people. What can I say? Outside of meeting new people, I think it's really important to make sure that you make like structured efforts to talk to your friends and family from back home. I found since moving countries and having a 8 to 9 hour time difference with a lot of the people that I love, I have to put in an active effort to reach out and like chit chat with them. I think there's sometimes that I haven't been amazing with it, but the times that I have like put the effort in, it's been so nice to like catch up and still feel like the strength of that relationship. I talk to my parents once a week. I need to be better about calling my brother and my friends. But yeah, sometimes life just gets kind of busy, but you need to make sure that you have those structures in place of like, I'm gonna call them once a week, or I'm gonna call them once every 2 weeks, or once a month. When you have those kind of like markers in place, it becomes a bit easier to make sure that you're staying in touch and you don't like lose that strength of a relationship just because you're not like physically there all the time anymore. It's just putting in the effort to make sure that you're catching up with the people that you care about, here and there. Number 4, the winter's not as bad as they say. As someone who for most of her life hasn't really experienced all 4 seasons, experiencing them for the first time has been pretty magical. Summer was really gorgeous in the time that I was here, and fall has been absolutely lovely. I think it's thus far my favorite season here. But speaking on the topic, the same way that I was like warned / spooked about the coldness of people here by my English friends, I was also like quite spooked about the winter. As a Californian, you know what? I think I understand where they were coming from. I'm sure they saw me and were like, this girl was born and bred in the sunshine, has only experienced mostly sunshine for most of her life. The winter's gonna hit her hard. But after now having lived a winter here, I think it's quite easy to have a really enjoyable winter just because it is so festive, especially when you're considering like all of the holidays happen in like fall to winter time, October, November, December. It is a gorgeous time to be in this city. I don't mind having to bundle up when it's like the holidays and it's really festive out and I'm on my way to like a Christmas market or something. You know, that's the best time to be all like cozy, bundled up, big scarf, big beanie. I love the actual act of almost playing dress up for the season that I'm in and for like the feeling that I'm inhabiting. And yeah, the new year brings so much new energy to me, and I think to most everybody. So that being said, though the winter is quite cold and it gets dark quite quickly, it is a really enjoyable season. This is like an honorary part like 4.5. You gotta celebrate. You gotta celebrate all the things. One piece of advice that I've given to nearly every friend of mine that's moved, especially to a place where there are colder climates, where there are colder winters, I've always given them the advice to make sure they celebrate the little things. These little celebrations have really made a huge difference in my like lifestyle here. I feel like it's made the exciting times even more like enjoyable, while making like the difficult periods have these little like peaks of light in them they wouldn't have otherwise. For me, as a person who's not only like American, clearly, but also like part Mexican, it is a huge like cultural aspect of my life, is that I think culturally Mexicans are so used to celebrating like everything. I feel like, at least in my experience and when I lived there and with my family, I know that like any big celebrations are obviously massive, but even the little things, we celebrate all of those things as much as we possibly can. And I've really tried to hold that up while I've been here. Creating these little celebrations for yourself throughout your like week or month not only allows you to brighten up the grayer months, but also allows you to see more joy, excitement, specialness in the everyday and the more mundane times. It's really helped me in these harder seasons gather bits of joy where I can and not depend solely about the sun coming out. Last but not least, number 5, travel. Being this close to this many gorgeous European countries doesn't happen every day, but in London it does. As someone who loves to travel, it's been really nice to be able to whisk myself away on like a new adventure without having to go on a 10-hour plane ride. Some of the places that I've been able to go because of the proximity to it all was Sicily, Copenhagen, Lisbon, just to name a few. It's all been so lovely. Though I love my time in London, it's been so nice to be able to travel to so many cool places while living here. All in all, this last year in London has changed me in a lot of ways that I wouldn't have expected. It's given me a lot of trust in myself and a lot of faith in my gut instincts, and it's made me fall even more in love with this city so full of life. I'm so excited to see what this next year brings and to continue the adventure in this city that I absolutely adore. Yeah. Oh, I'm just so stoked. I've had the best year, and hell yeah, year 2. Let's do it. Thank you so much for watching, and see y'all in the next one. Sending you lots of love.